Jeff Paulick, how's it going?
Pretty good. How about you?
Very good. Talk to me about your new album, Black River's Flow. How's it going with that?
It's going good. We just got back from Europe for a month in support of it. We just did the New England Hardcore Metal Fest, which that was pretty awesome. And we're actually heading out next week to go out for a few weeks with Cavalier Conspiracy. Just constantly tour on this record. That's what you got to do. Promote it. It's going well. The fans are receptive to it, so it's everything's moving forward. We're happy.
Compared to promoting your last album, is it going as good?
The first record, it's a little different. It's your first time out, doing things, and you don't really know what to expect. This time through, you have a little bit of a handle on, what touring life is like and an album cycle and stuff like that. So right now, we're pretty happy with how things are moving, and we're hoping we're going to get some bigger and better things in the future. And it's only the beginning stages of the album cycle. So it's a lot can happen in that time frame. That you're trying to promote a record. It's really important in the first month, to be out, and that's what we were doing. So now it's important to start selecting good tours and really trying to hit as many markets and different styles of markets that you can to really, push this thing to the next level.
Also, we see with the videos, this helps also with YouTube.
No, definitely. That's a great outlet for bands these days. There's not really any MTV or anything like that going on, but YouTube is the new MTV, and all these videos that are coming out. That's where kids go to check them out. And yeah, we shot a video. We shot a live performance video to one of our songs at our hometown show, and it shows how crazy the crowds can be and how awesome it is to play in our hometown, and it turned out really good. We were really happy with it.
And now you can go and film a live type of video, and you don't have to go and spend big budgets like the people used to do.
No, and that's really it. The means of digital outlets are becoming so convenient now, in cameras and editing software and all that stuff. So a good video it shouldn't have to cost a lot of money anymore. You know what I mean? It's same with recording music. To record a good record, I thought the best sounding record in metal of last year was Periphery's record, and it was recorded in the kid's bedroom. You know what I mean? He just knows how to mix and how to bring everything out in a way to make it sound the best. And like I said, it did in his bedroom all on his own budget. So the means of using all these digital outlets and recording and music videos and stuff like that, it's all becoming cheaper. So it's really cool, and it really helps right now in the times that the music industry is in, because we're pretty screwed without that.
Yeah, if you'd have to wait for the budgets of the record companies, there wouldn't be much albums being produced from anybody.
No, you wouldn't really have any albums, and you really wouldn't have any music videos. It would be all Pantera 3 Vulgar Video style, which is cool, though.
Now, Black River Flows, for the recording process of this, would have been done kind of like The Onslaught?
The way that we approach writing songs has always been the same. As far as the time frame that it was written in, obviously different. With the first record, we weren't signed. It was us. We were in high school. We're just writing tunes to write them. And this is what kind of came out, and it took on a life of its own, and we got signed off of it. And then now, being in the game, being signed, having toured, now it's different. You know what I mean? And you only have a certain amount of time to write a record. And at that point, we had a few months blocked off to write and record, and that's what we did. And we were going to see where we could sit, with being under the gun and having to write songs and continue the machine that is touring. And we were very happy with how it turned out. A lot of fans, definitely love the record. It's definitely different than The Onslaught. But at the same time, it's in a way almost better. It shows growth in the band. It shows maturity, and it shows a promise of things to come in the future from us. What we can achieve and what we are capable of. I know on this next record, even though we just started touring for this one, we're already looking ahead to the next one, and I know we're going to take a lot more time with it, with the writing and recording of it, because it's just one of those things. Every once in a while, you got to take a step back and really realize what you're doing. And for that record, we're really happy with how it turned out. But like the next one, we're going to take a lot more time with it. When
you're out on tour, do you take time to write ideas down?
Not when I'm on tour. You really don't have time, especially being an opening act. You're not riding on a tour bus. You're huffing it in a van, and you're driving, and you're not eating very well, and you're not sleeping, and you're busting your ass pretty much 24 hours a day. There's really no time to write, as a band. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and realistically, because I'm so busy on the road, I don't even want to look at my guitar. You know what I mean? Unless I'm on stage, just because there's just so much other shit that has to be done. Selling merch and like I said, driving and all that stuff. So I mean, there's just so many things that you're obligated to do on the road. I don't have time to write, and I don't really like the setting of writing on the road. It's just not what I like to do. I like to be home. I like to have my my kind of vibe going.
It makes it kind of like it's when you're on the road as an opening band, it's like super work. To do all this stuff, you have to do everything.
Oh, absolutely. It's the name of the game. And I kind of look at it like you're starting your own business. You know what I mean? Like when a person starts their own business, everything is DIY. You know what I mean? And until you start building a buzz and people want to be part of your business, and you're making enough money for people to be part of your business, you're going to do everything yourself. And that's how it is, in the musician world. You do everything yourself, and then as you get bigger, things get bigger. You need a merch guy, you need a driver, you need a tech, you need this, you need that, and it's all exponential. It all goes from there. And right now we're in the level that we're in, and we're happy to be there. And like I said, we're going to pay our dues, and hopefully it's all going to pan out well for us in the end.
And you guys are starting to dominate some, good radio stations also, and satellite radio. Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, I mean, especially with the second record, I mean, there's a lot more. I don't want to say commercial, but I mean, it's definitely more accessible, I'd say. To a lot more people, so a lot more radio stations are welcoming it in, and it's a great way, to get people into our other record as well. People who have never heard us before, and then they come out to the shows, and they're just as blown away. So it's definitely a great thing that we're getting some radio play and getting more exposure. And like I said, that's just the name of the game. It takes time, and like I said, just going out on tour and going out on this Cavalier tour is going to be really good for us, and we're just going to keep the buzz rolling.
What's good too is like in this era, like for the Billboard top charts, now you get, bands like in your style that come into the Billboards compared to 10, 15 years ago, they wouldn't appear there.
Well, it's cool, you know what I mean? I don't really pay attention. I mean, I do pay attention, but it's almost like for a laugh factor now to see what the Billboards are like because CD sales are so dead, As far as, heavier music being more popular, that's awesome. And, and it's cool because I kind of saw it, coming. You know what I mean? Like when I was a kid, there really wasn't any screaming bands in the mainstream at all. You know what I mean? And I had to, when I was like 13, 14, I was digging into stuff, like Children of Bodom and Arch Enemy and In Flames, all that European shit, and then the whole new wave of American heavy metal hit, with Killswitch and Shells Fall and all that. And that really made a major impact in America. You know what I mean? Like all those bands were able to basically get a lot of success and really pave the way for all these new bands that are now, because it wasn't cool to scream back then. Now it's like, oh, if you don't scream, now it's not cool to sing. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of backwards in that sense. And but it's cool to see heavier music really kind of come into its own and really stand apart from the rest. And it's something that's never really going to go away because it's not like pop or anything like that where it's not written by these people. These pop artists are just, buying songs off producers and being mixed and matched with all these different artists, that are none of it is them writing it anyway, and whereas, rock music and metal music, that's all the bands writing it, you know what I mean? Like, these are people who spend hours and hours of their time, trying to come up with these things and put together these packages, that fans love, and it's their hard work, you know what I mean? Whereas pop and stuff like that, it's, in some country in instances, it's just, here's your single, go play it, it's like, that's pretty soulless, I don't, and that's something that kids are really drawn to in rock and metal, that is that connectivity, that realism, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it seems also that, it's a rise, that the people are starting to go after it now, compared to 20 years ago, they're afraid to go listen to this music.
No, totally, and it's kind of with everything. Everything is so over the top now with and into any type of media, whether it be movies or music or books or whatever it is. Things are just becoming so over the top, and it's no wonder that metal is, being really popular right now is because metal has always been over the top. You know, that's the whole idea of metal, is it is over the top.
Right.
You know, and it's cool to see it, you know, become so popular. And you know, and I know a lot of people don't like that, and they want their underground, and you know, but you know, there's nothing wrong with metal being popular, and you know, it's cool. I enjoy listening to metal. I listen to all types of music, so it's really cool to see metal be at the top where it is right now, and hopefully, and you know, it may not stay there. You know, it may go back into the underground, and that's how metal always is. It kind of just comes and goes. You know, it's not like any other genre. It's something that has lasted the test of time, and I'm assuming it's going to.
Yes, it disappears, but the people will always find it. Also.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
It's good also sometimes to have, you know, the masses, you know, listening to it, and you don't get the extra crowds.
No, totally. You don't want those flaky people on your side. You want the diehards, and that's what we're going for. You know, the songs really were from, you know, from our heart. You know what I mean? Like, it was all heartfelt music and just real. We didn't want to, you know, cookie cutter anything, you know, like a lot of bands are doing today. We just wanted to write songs that came to us at that time and in that time in our lives, and the production of it was done really incredibly well, and James nailed the mix. So, I mean, it just came out big. We like it.